Hey, how y'all doing out there? I'm back with you with another video. Today I'd like to do my full review for the LG Wing. Now I've had this device now over a month now, and I gotta tell you, I love this device. I'm very impressed with it. Of course, there's a few things about it I don't like, but overall, I absolutely love this device, and I definitely highly recommend it, but not for everybody. It's only for certain people. Now, if you want something very innovative and something you're going to see very few people walk around with, it is definitely the LG Wing. There's no other phone on the market right now like this device, and I'm loving it. It's very, very unique. LG, is a shame that LG has exited the smartphone market because competition is a good thing, and now it's just really in this country more so about Apple and Samsung. Now OnePlus do have their hardcore fans and people that like OnePlus, but they don't really advertise. Like, they're not on TV, they don't advertise. So it's basically about Apple and Samsung. That's not good for the consumer. The more people, the more companies out there, the better the competition and the better pricing that the consumer gets. So it's unfortunate, and I would have loved to see what LG, what improvements they made to this. If they were to make another one similar to make it better, it would have been nice to have been able to see that. But unfortunately, we're not going to get that. But at the same time, I still can recommend this phone for somebody that wants something very innovative. You know, when you take this phone and you show it to somebody and then you do this, I mean, this is just, I love this. I just love that. So, but the first thing I do want to get into all the things that I do like, and then I'll get into all the things that I don't like, and then I'll get into the settings. So I'm gonna try to make this as quickly as I can, but it may be long. If it is, don't worry. I'm gonna video. I'm gonna timestamp everything. So if you want to skip to certain things, you can do that if you want. Now, I prefer for you to watch the whole video. It would be nice, but if you don't have the patience, then everything will be timestamped, and you can skip to whatever section that you want to. All right. So let's get into the video. All right. This phone was released in 2020 of last year. It's a flagship device. It's a premium device. It's unlocked for all your carriers. Now, when I start getting into all the things that I don't like, I'm going to do something a little different. I'm going to have a grade for everything that I do like, from grade F to grade A+. Okay? All right. So the first thing I like is the price. Now, on eBay, I've seen this phone for $389 refurbished, $448 open box, and brand new $548. So just based on price, I would give this an A+, because that's a good price for this device, especially for the things that it could do, what it brings to the table, how innovative it is, how premium it is. Definitely A+ for the price. Because remember, when this phone was released, it was $1,000. So the fact that you could get it for less than $400, you really can't argue that, honestly, seriously. And that wasn't that long ago. Okay? All right. So for price, A+. Next thing, let's talk about the build quality. Now, I'm telling you right now, Gorilla Glass 5 on the front and back, this phone feels super premium. I mean, it feels absolutely gorgeous. I mean, it feels expensive. It's solid. Now, the only drawback would be for certain people, not everybody, is that this phone is heavy. Like, it's not a lightweight phone. It's just not. So if you don't really like heavy phones, you don't want this phone. But I'm telling you, for those of you that don't mind a little weight, now, it's not the kind of phone you're going to have up to your ear talking on the phone for a long time, because you'll get arm or hand fatigue. But if that's not an issue, then I tell you right now, this is the kind of phone, honestly, you're not going to want to put a case on, because it feels so comfortable and good in the hand. I mean, it's super comfortable. Like, there's nothing poking in your palm. It just feels so premium, so smooth. See that light's flashing around the sides, that edge lighting? Now, it won't do it when the screen is on, so I'm glad you guys had a chance to see it while the screen was off, because that's the only time you'll see it. But when it comes to build quality, I'm giving this phone a A+. No doubt about it. A+ when it comes to build quality. All right. Always on display. The always on display is something you can see here. I have a picture of me and my boy. You can see the time, the date, the day, your battery percentage, and also your notifications. Now, I do like the always on display a lot, but the only reason why I like Samsung's a little bit better is because the notifications are colored, and you could actually, and your fingerprint sensor is always lit up, so you always know where it's at. And I don't know why more manufacturers don't give us that option to turn the fingerprint sensor on. Like, give us the option whether to have it on or off, regardless of the battery, because it's nice to always know where it's at, so there's no misses. But when it's off, even though you can use this when it's off, it's still nice to be able to see where it's at all times, as opposed to having to move the phone a certain way or double tapping and all that. Now, the good thing about this, you could just put your finger on it and it turns it right on, as opposed to double tapping to turn it on. And also with the always on display, what I like about it is that it's fully functional. So you can see here, you can control your music, you get all these different shortcut toggles, and I like that. Now, it's not as functional as Samsung's always on display, but it's still functional. You know, it does more than just show the time, the date, the day, the battery percentage, and your notifications. You actually can use it in other ways. So LG, in my opinion, is number 2 when it comes to always on display, and Samsung has definitely been number 1, has remained number 1 for a very long time. So for the always on display, I'll give it an A. All right, next, the optical in-display fingerprint sensor. Now, I must say I do like it. Like I said, it works, but it's not the best. Like, it's not bad. It's not bad, honestly. It's pretty good. I very seldom get misses unless I just don't nail it. And that's why I think it's important to always, if it was always on, it would be better. Let me turn this brightness down a little bit. I like my brightness way up. It'd be nice if it was just always on, so you could always know where it's at. But if you lift it up, you can see where it's at, and it's fairly accurate. I say it's 99% accurate. So, and the thing I like about it, you get an animation with it. You get an animation, and you get a little bit of haptic feedback. So I definitely like the always on display, and for that reason, I'm gonna give the always on display an A, not an A+. If it was faster, I would definitely give it an A+, but an A is still good. All right, let's talk about the display. So you have here a 6.8-inch 1080p POLED display. Now that's just covering the home display. Now the small display, the smaller display here, this one is also a GOLED display. Sorry, okay, with 395 pixels per square inch. All right, so both displays are beautiful. When it comes to the overall display, it's 1080p. Now I wish we had an option for Quad HD, but it's still a very beautiful display. So when it comes to the display, I'll give it an A+, because it's absolutely beautiful. It's gorgeous. Okay, definitely. And also that includes the small display as well. So an A when it comes to the display. I mean A+, I'm sorry. All right. Now let's talk about that secondary display. Now that's what makes this device so unique. You just flip it up like that. It automatically kicks in the second display. And the thing I like about this second display is that you could do a lot of things. Of course, you see here, you can have shortcuts to other apps. You could pair apps together like that. You can have an app up there, app down here. I love that. I love that option. Either one, you could switch it. You can do whatever you want. I love that. That's a great option to have. Also, say if I want to switch, I can switch what's up here down to here, and vice versa. I could go back. All right, so that's cool as well. And then over here you have this where you have a little mouse. See the little mouse right here? You could use this to start videos, to click on things, and that's cool too. I love that. Like, that's a really cool little feature there. I like that a lot. And also right here you have this button where if you're watching a movie, you turn this screen off so you could hold the phone like this without having to worry about accidentally pushing the screen down here. You could just hold it like this and enjoy your video content. So that's called grip lock. And as you can see down here at the bottom, you still can get your notifications, the date, the day, and your battery percentage. So that's cool. And all you got to do is press the button here and it turns the screen back on. All right. Now it's a little more, hard holding this without a case, but still. So the secondary display is great. And also when you're doing the camera, now this takes it to another level. You have a built-in gimbal mode. Okay, you do have time lapse and you do have dual recording, which you have that too. So you can see yourself and then you can see what you're recording. So that's cool as well. But the thing I like about this the most is that gimbal mode. Sorry, trying to get back to that gimbal mode. So basically you have this little knob here. It goes left to right, which I absolutely love that. Sorry, I'm having a hard time holding this thing. And you can go down, you can go up. Now that is so cool. That is really cool. I really like that a lot. Now the only thing about this, you could only shoot at full HD, so no 4K, but full HD is fine. And then you have a button here for your microphone, and you have some other buttons up here for different things. You got your settings right there. So this is really cool. And also I forgot, you got your slow-mo, time-lapse, gimbal mode, and dual recording. So you get a couple of modes to play with. So I'm loving that. I'm like, that's really cool. Okay. All right. So I love that secondary display. It's very useful. It's not gimmicky at all. Now, you know how sometimes, you'll have a certain feature on certain phones and it's just a flat out gimmick. That secondary display is no gimmick whatsoever. It's very useful and it has a lot of things that you could do with it going in between the little screen and the big screen. I love it. And because of that, I'm going to give it an A+. Next thing, the IP54 splash proof. I'm going to give that an A. The reason why? Because I didn't expect any type of water resistance on this device whatsoever. So the fact that it has some, I got to give that an A. Next thing, it's 5G capable. So it's future proof for those of you that care about 5G. That's the new wave of the future and all that, even though it's not available everywhere. Not a big deal for me. I can have it, don't have it, don't matter to me. But for those that do care, you definitely 5G capable and you're definitely future proof. So because of that, I'm going to give it an A+. Next thing. So let's talk about storage capacity. Now this one comes with 256 gigs of internal memory. Now they do have an 128 gig variant, but I got the 256 gig variant, which is awesome. Also, when you talk about expandable storage, you have expandable storage up to 2 terabytes. So when it comes to storage capacity, I'm giving this an A+, because so many phones nowadays have taken away expandable storage, and I think that's something that you need, especially with people liking to shoot at 4K and 8K, and just a lot of people like to have that SD card so they can pretty much do what they want. Now for me, I like to store tons and tons of videos, movies, photos, music, and I like to have them on call, so whenever I want to watch them, I can just watch them. I don't necessarily like streaming videos and stuff. I mean, when I'm watching YouTube, of course, that's what I'm doing. But when I want to watch a movie, I don't want to stream it. I just want it on my phone. I can watch it when I want, wherever I want, whether I have an internet connection or not. All right. Next, let's talk about RAM management. Now, RAM management on here is excellent. It's I give it an A+, because you're getting 8 gigs of RAM as opposed to 6. So the more RAM, the more apps you can hold in the background, and this does a great job with RAM management. Next, let's talk about the chipset and performance. Now, you're getting the Snapdragon 765G with the Adreno 620 GPU. Now, it's a gaming chip, and it's best known for its power efficiency. So, even though it's not the top of the line Snapdragon, it's still a good one. Now, I haven't had any issues with performance at all. Everything opens up fairly quick, nice and smooth animations. So I have no issues with performance. I haven't had any issues with it. I absolutely love it. I mean, it's so silky smooth the way it goes in and out of apps. I mean, I'm loving the performance on this device. I really am. No issues with performance whatsoever. So if you're concerned about performance, don't be. And this still is on Android 10. It hasn't gotten updated to Android 11, but it's still on Android 10. But that hasn't mattered when it comes to performance. That hasn't mattered at all. Great performance. So for performance, I'm giving it an A+. Next, let's talk about future software updates. Now, LG has promised right before they exited the smartphone market that they were going to upgrade their premium phones from last year all the way up to Android 13. Now, how soon that's going to happen, we know LG was never good with software updates. They were always late and slow and pretty pathetic when it came to future software updates. But I'm just going to take them at their word. That's all I can do, is take them at their word that they're going to update this to Android 13. So because of future updates and because LG said they were going to do it, I'm going to take them at their word. I'm going to give this section an A+. Next, let's talk about battery life. Now, with this, you're getting a 4,000 milliamp battery. And I got to say, the battery life is good. You definitely get through a full day, no problem. But remember, battery life is subjective, and it varies depending on how you use your phone. So battery life is going to be different from person to person. It all depends on how you use your phone. Now, if you shoot a lot of video with this, whether it be 1080p at 60 or 4K at 60 or whatever, you're not going to make it through the day if you use it heavily. Now, if you use it for just the regular daily activities, such as social media, some YouTube, streaming, some music, text messages, making phone calls, surfing the net, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, whatever, all those media outlets you go to. And me, I always have my brightness almost at 100%, so I use my phone pretty heavy. But even in that, getting through a full day easily, no problem at all. Like none. But if you shoot a lot of video, there's no way you're going to get through a full day. It's going to eat up that battery very, very quickly. So it is very good battery life. I'll give it an A. You can definitely, like, at the end of the day, when I'm usually using this regularly and even using it heavily, I usually end the day with maybe about 25%. And like I said, that's me using it heavy. I mean, really heavy for me. I mean, that's me really watching either a lot of YouTube video or regular videos that I have, movies that I have directly on my phone. All right, so get through a full day, no problem. All right, so because of that, I'll give it a grade of A. I'll give it an A, as far as a grade. All right. Now it would be an A+ if you could get a day and a half or 2 days. I would give it an A+. But a full day is still good, but I'll give it an A for that. Next, let's talk about wireless charging. Now, it only has 13-watt wireless charging. Now, these are the things that I like about this device. Now, but at the same time, I don't like it. But it's all right. But I like the fact that it has wireless charging because it didn't have to have it, but I'm glad that it has it. Only thing about it is really slow. It's only 13 watts. So that's a huge disappointment because it takes literally over 3 hours, to fully charge this device. And that's pretty sad. All right. So as far as wireless charging, I'll give it a grade of a C. I'll give it a C for wireless charging. But I am glad that it's on here. So that's something I do like. Now, let's talk about the cameras, which, not everybody, but there's so many people out there that, it's all about the cameras. Now, LG has always been known to having great cameras on their devices. This one is no different, all right? So, you got a 64 megapixel wide with optical image stabilization, 13 megapixel ultra wide, 12 megapixel ultra wide, and your rear cameras shoot at 4K at 30 and 60 and 1080p at 30 and 60. You also have 8K recording at 24 frames per second. All right. Now with the selfie camera, 32 megapixel pop-up selfie camera that shoots at 1080p at 30 frames per second. No 1080p at 60 and no 4K recording at all. And when it comes to photos, I'll give it a grade A for me, as far as photo quality, and an A+ for video quality. And the last couple of videos that I did with this device right here in manual mode, and I gotta say, it's excellent. I mean, I was really impressed with the video quality of this device. This is going to be my new YouTube video shooting device, even over my Note 10 Plus, and that's saying a lot. But the video quality of this is so great, I'm making this my new YouTube video tool. All right, but when it comes to this, I'll let you decide how you feel about the photos and videos, and I'll show you these samples. Y'all let me know down in the comment section, what do you think of the photo and the video quality of this device. And let me get into all the things that I don't like. First being no face unlock. I don't get it, LG. I don't know why you took face unlock off of this device. I didn't know why they did it with the LG V60. Doesn't make any sense. Face unlock is such a basic software thing. It's basic. Like, why would you eliminate that from your phone? Like, especially a flagship device. I don't get it. I just don't understand that. So I don't like that. Face unlock is very convenient. I know it's not the most secure thing, but for me it matters. Now I know for some of you out there you don't care. That's you. You speak for yourself. I like a phone that has face unlock. I like, options. I like as many options as possible to open my phone. So this is something they used to always have on their devices. I don't know why they took it off. So that's the first thing I don't like. Second thing, no Quad HD display. Now, it's not the biggest thing because the display is beautiful. But it would have been nice to have the option of Quad HD. So that would have been nice. So it's not the biggest deal, but it's something I still don't like because I don't have the option to use it. Next thing, no high refresh rate. Not the biggest deal in the world, but it's something that all the newer, more modern phones are doing now. They could have at least put a 90 hertz refresh rate on it. It would have been just nice to have. It does make, your overall, experience with the UI that much smoother. Not that it's not smooth, but when you're scrolling and doing other things, it makes it even smoother. So I like it. I'm not saying it's necessary, but when you have a bunch of devices that has it, and then you use a device that don't have it, you can notice the difference. Not the biggest deal, but I wish it did have it. All right. Next. Now this is one of the biggest issues I have with this device. Seriously. No dual stereo speakers. Oh, I'm hating that so much. Now it has one down firing speaker, and it's okay. It's not terrible. It sounds okay, but it ain't nothing to write home about. It gets adequately loud, but it's not dual stereo speakers. Now I don't understand why they couldn't have sound come out the earpiece like most phones do. I don't get that. I definitely don't like that. That's what really kind of kills the movie experience or the video experience or say the media experience on this device, especially when you go into this mode and you just want to watch a movie and you just want to, have that speaker shooting out the bottom and then shooting out the top. It just makes for a more immersive experience. So it's really unfortunate that the dual stereo speakers they just took that, they didn't even add it. So that's really unfortunate. I don't know why LG did that. Next thing, now this is another big deal to me, not a big deal to everybody. No 3.5mm headphone jack. Why, LG? When you were known for the headphone jack, like, why would you do that? Now, if you're gonna go out on top. Like, why would you remove that? Like, you're killing me. All right. And then on top of that, no 32-bit hi-fi quad DAC to add to boot. Now, that's the one thing that I loved about LG, the 3.5mm headphone jack and the 32-bit hi-fi quad DAC go hand in hand. And you get neither on this device, which is definitely unfortunate. Next, no wide angle on the selfie. Like, I don't get it, LG. That's once again, that's basic. Most people that have a selfie camera has an option to shoot it in a wide angle. Like, why would you take away the ability to shoot at a wide angle with selfies when you know in today's society is all about the selfie, is all about people, wanting to see themselves and vlog and all this other stuff. It's all about that. Why would you not give us an option to make it wider? Like, I don't get that. So that's a big disappointment as well. Next, no 1080p at 60 frames. Now, you get 1080p at 30 frames, but no 1080p at 60 frames per second on the selfie. And one of the biggest disappointments, which pretty much shocks me because, like I said, LG has always done well with photo and video, but no 4K recording at all on the front selfie camera. Like, none, zero. So that's a huge disappointment. Next, no headphones in the box, which I've had an issue with LG for years when it came to this, because they used to put headphones in the box and then they just stopped. So I don't like that. Next, you get no case in the box. Now, the case that you can put on here is really not protective. It just protects the back of the phone. You really can't protect the front of the phone at all because it has to flip. It has to rotate. So you really can't put a case, it can't really be one of them cases that completely give you full protection. You just can't use that for this phone. The best thing you could do is put a tempered glass screen protector on the front. But other than that, you can't get the kind of case that will completely protect your phone if you drop it. Just got to be careful with it. Next, no pre-installed screen protector. I don't like that because that's something they could have put on here, especially knowing that you can't really protect that screen. Excuse me. So it would have been nice if LG had put a pre-installed screen protector on there, especially with the phone costing $1,000. And the last thing, no dongle in the box. So you got no headphones, but they couldn't even give you a dongle. All you got was a charger and the charging cord. That's it. The charging brick and the charging cord. That's it. So that's disappointing. All right. So those are all the things that I don't like. But like I said, overall, I absolutely love this device, and I'm surely glad I got it. Next thing, I'll get into the settings, and then I'll be done. All right, now let's get into the settings. Now, I'm not going to go over all the settings, but I'm going to try to go through this as quickly as I can. I just want to give you an idea of what this phone offers you. So the first thing we'll talk about is connected devices. And here you got Bluetooth screen sharing, meaning you can share this with a TV, a smart TV. If you don't have a smart TV, you're not going to be able to do that. Basically, that means whatever you're playing on here, you can play on the TV. So if you want to watch YouTube or video, you can share it with your TV. But keep in mind, it has to be a smart TV. Of course, you get an NFC, sharing panel, file sharing, media server, and you can also use a wireless printer. Let's get the sound. When you get the sound, you got your sound profiles, your volume, your ringtone, default notification sound. Get in the system sound, you could have everything turned on. So basically, when I go into rotating mode, you'll get a click. When I touch, you get a click. Screen shock, you get a click. Screen lock, you get a click. So everything you could get a sound for when you're using this device, you could turn those on. Now, if you don't like that, of course, you could turn them off. All right, but they give you the option. All right, next, let's talk about, you get your ring with vibration. Basically, you can have the phone ring and vibrate at the same time. You got your ringtone ID. You can put that on. So basically, you could set up a ringtone for specific people to ring, make a certain sound. That way, you'll know who they are when they call you. You got flash alert for incoming calls, do not disturb, sound qualities and effects. Now, this is all right, but like I said, it would have been better if it was a quiet DAC. But you got normalized volume, meaning automatically adjust media to play at same volume. Now, they do have an LG 3D sound engine. Now, I tried using that to give me better sound, but I just didn't like the sound that it gave me. So the thing that's good, LG gives you an equalizer. So as you can see, I got everything maxed out. But if you don't like doing it that way, you may want to adjust it. But I got everything at full blast, and I get pretty much better sound. But you do have other options like classic, pop, rock, hip-hop, jazz, Latin, acoustics, electronic, lounge, soft lounge, vocal booster, treble booster, and bass booster. So you do have options, when it comes to sound. All right. So you got live caption, vibration strength. The vibration motor on here is very good. Haptic feedback is good. Now, I can't speak for other people. Everybody has their own opinion when it comes to haptic feedback. But for me, I'm fine with it. Vibration type, I got it on standard. But of course, you could change it, which match LG ringtones, long lasting, rapid, short repeated, and TikTok. I got it just set for standard. So that works for me. All right, you got it where it vibrate on tap. When you touch it, it vibrates. Now let's go into notifications. Notification, of course, you have all your apps. Brief notifications. Basically what that means is the edge lighting. So basically, I got all my apps set up so every time I receive a notification, the borders around the screen will light up like you saw earlier when I was showing you. Now, for bubble notifications, you could turn that on, and what you want is when you do the bubble notifications, you'll get a thin notification like a strip across the screen as opposed to a big card, which I don't like, especially if I'm watching video. It could be real irritating when I'm trying to watch something. I get this, big giant notification. So they have it where it's brief, so you just get a little long strip for your notification. So I like that. So it's basically edge lighting. Only thing that I wish it was able to do is to light up when the phone is on. Like Samsung, you get the edge lighting whether the phone is off or on, and I like that. All right, of course, lock screen, you can turn that on. Icon badges, basically if you want the numbers on top to let you know how many messages or something you got. You could show without the number. You could hide the badges. I have it show with numbers. All right. Suggested actions and replies. Allow notification snoozing. So if you don't want to be bothered with notifications, you could always turn those off by hitting that button there. This one gives you battery percentage, and I'm sure most people want to know what their battery percentage is. Next, let's get into the display. Now with this basic home up here, you can select that. Basically that gives you your home page and it gives you an app drawer. So if you want an app drawer, you have to use home and app drawer. Of course, you got easy home, which is just LG's thing with just all the apps all over the screen, everything there, no app drawer. I don't like that. Okay. And I have here Nova Launcher, so sometimes I use Nova Launcher, sometimes I don't. But I'm actually using LG skin this time. All right. Next thing is the screen swipe effect. Now that's cool. So every time you hit it, it's going to change how it's going to look when you going from screen to screen. So here you got Breeze. That's the one I'm currently using. You got Panorama. It gives you that kind of effect. And then you got Carousel. That one's cool too, but right now I'm using Breeze. I like that one. And you just press apply down here. Next, icon shape. So you can use the original icons that come with it. You can use a rounded square, which I prefer. You can use just a rounded icon, so you could use a cylinder. So you have options when it comes to your icon shapes. And you just press apply down there when you decide which one you want to use. Next, you got the Google feed. Now, a lot of people out there love the Google feed as opposed to like the Bixby feed or what Samsung's doing. But I heard Samsung has now given us, I think on the S21 series, they're giving you the option of the Google feed. But I don't use the Google feed because I'm not going to use it. I don't use it because I'm not going to utilize it, so I don't use it. But you can. And a big reason why is because, see right here where it says loop home screen? I like my screen to just go back and forth, both directions. When you turn the Google feed on, it automatically turns the loop home screen off. I don't like that. I like to be able to, infinity go on both sides of my display. I don't like being locked out, being locked down because of the Google feed. I can't continue to scroll. That's just me. So I don't use the Google feed, but it's here if you want it. Swipe down on the home screen. That's basically this simple thing, just being able to swipe down anywhere, brings down your notifications. So ain't no big deal about that. Home screen lock. The thing that's good about this is that if you have your home screen locked, you have your home screen set up a certain way and you don't want to add anything to it, you could press home screen lock and it'll lock it. So everything will always remain the same on your home screen. All right. So next, let's get into Swivel Home. Now, Swivel Home basically swipe down on the home screen for your notification, multi-app shortcut, which I showed you earlier. Swipe down on the home screen for quick settings, screen swipe effect. I got carousel and the app drawer icons and home screen lock. That's basically all the things you could do with the little screen. Okay. And of course, you got your navigational bar, so you can use gestures or buttons. You could change the sensitivity, but when you change the sensitivity, you go up, you'll end up using more battery and becomes so sensitive to you can end up getting a lot of accidental touches. So you may want to keep that at the first tier. And you have a gesture guide to show you how to use the gesture. So you can use the gestures or the buttons. All right. Second screen here. Second screen apps. Swivel to view notifications. That's all the stuff you could do with that second screen. It gives you a lot of options, which is cool. You got the night mode, change your theme to dark. Comfort view, basically blue light filter. Screen color. You go into screen color, you can change. You got some options. You got natural, vivid, cinema, and custom. So I like vivid. I like everything vibrant. That's just me. You got video enhancer. Watch full screen videos in a brighter and more vibrant colors, or you could turn it off if you don't like vibrant colors. You got your font, accent colors, display size, full screen apps. Here you got you set up your brightness how you want it. You can set up auto brightness, and also they have here extra brightness. So the screen could get super bright, especially if you're outside in direct sunlight. You need it to be brighter. This phone can get super bright. And of course you got your screen timeout. I got it set for 10 minutes. Auto rotate, screensaver, one-handed screen. One-handed screen doesn't work. Hasn't worked for me. Trying to get it to do it is very difficult, so I don't even use it. So maybe you'll have some better luck with that. Wallpaper and themes. Basically, you got a few of them here that's seamless. Now, what it means when it says seamless, that means it works together. Now, I'm gonna show you what I mean by that when it says seamless. So I'm gonna use this one. I'm gonna say set wallpaper. I'm gonna go back to the home screen. As you can see, it's changed. Now I'm gonna flip it up. Now you see the water at the top, and you see how the water's coming down to the second screen. That means both screens are being used at the same time. It's going from screen to screen. I'll show you again. If you didn't see it, I'll show you from here. See that? From the top down to the bottom. Now I changed that only because I like to see a different wallpaper every time I open my device. So I don't really use it, but for those of you that do use it, you'll like that effect. You'll like that. That's a cool effect to have. So let me go back in here, back to settings, and you do have other wallpapers in here you could use. They're not all seamless. These are the ones that come with the device, but I think they only give you a few. I think only 4 seamless ones. Like they have this one and this one and this one. They kind of move a little bit, so you do have some options. And of course they have more wallpapers here you could choose from, and these are all free. All free. Now you got here themes. You get different themes you can go into. All these themes are free. They don't give you a whole lot of them. They give you a choice of eye compacts. You could change different eye compacts. They don't give you a ton of them, but they're all free. And always on display, you get a lot of different always on displays you can use, which is cool too. And they give you quite a few of those. And these are all free. All right. Of course, they got some up here as well. All right, so let's get into lock screen and security. You got your Google Play Protect, security update, find my device, Google Play system update, select screen lock. So basically, you can use no screen lock. You can use swipe, pattern, pin, password, or fingerprints. Customize lock screen, you can do that. What that means is you got your clock. You can make it large, small, medium. And you got your weather animation. So basically with the weather animation, if there's raining outside or snow, it'll give you an animation on the home screen. On the lock screen, which is cool. You got your shortcuts here. Basically, you can add if you want your phone or your camera down at the bottom here, which is a nice shortcut to have. Contact info for lost phone, you can put that in. And of course, let me see, secure lock settings. That's basically you can make your pattern visible, which I don't think nobody would do. That wouldn't make any sense. Lock timer, basically, as soon as my phone times out or either I turn it off, it automatically locks the device, which I keep on all the time. Power key instantly locks, I got that on. And show lock screen options, that's on. And smart lock. And everybody know what smart lock is. Basically, It's basically on body detections when your phone can stay unlocked if you use it. Say if it's on you, to stay unlocked. Trusted places, it'll stay unlocked, and trusted devices, it'll stay unlocked. I don't know how many people actually use smart lock, but stay if you want to. All right, content lock, gallery files, and quick memos. So you got memos on here you can use. It's almost like a notepad, but you use your finger with it, or you could buy the pen. But you can lock up your gallery and your quick memos if you have sensitive information on there that you don't want nobody to have access to. Of course, you got it, encryption, credentials is, phone administration, trust agents, screen pin. Not a whole lot there. And that's pretty much it. This is privacy, locations. Oh, extensions. Let me get in extensions. All right, so you got your smart cleaning. So you can go in here, you clean up your internal storage, clean up your memory. See right here, you optimize your phone, battery usage, battery saver, and test your hardware. So you can optimize your phone whenever you need to. Context awareness. This is what'll happen when you leave your home. At home, this is what'll happen with your phone. And then away from home. Now I don't have it turned on at the moment. See, I could turn it on, but I don't have it turned on the moment. But say if I wanted to turn that on away from home. All right. So to improve battery location, app level permissions, I turn that on. I'm gonna go back. So I can have it where it turns my Bluetooth off, or turn my Wi-Fi off and on, or make a sound, or change my home address. So this is what'll happen. Say if I want my Wi-Fi to be turned off when I leave my home, that'll happen automatically. So I like that because it'll save some battery. If you're not going to be utilizing your Wi-Fi outside of your house, why even have it turned on? This is what happens when you're at work, when you're off work, when your earphones are plugged in. You can have it set up where it'll automatically play whatever music you're streaming. It could be Spotify. So as soon as you plug your headphones in, it'll automatically start streaming Spotify. Also, when Bluetooth is connected, also, like say, as soon as I get home, my Bluetooth kicks in or whatever. It just gives you options. It's nice to have that. All right, next, extended view on swivel. That means both screens are working in concert together. Gaming, of course, you can game. You got screen recording. You can use dual apps, app suggestions. You got pen support here. If you get a pen, you can use it on here just like you would on the LG V60. So that's nice for people that like to use, like the S Pen. If they want to use that on here, it has pen support. And of course, you have more shortcuts. Basically knock to turn the screen on, turn it off. You can increase the touch sensitivity if you want, and all that. That's pretty much it. Only thing last is the battery. You go here, you can optimize the charging, what you want to do, because what that means is automatically adjust charging speed according to how you charge to reduce your heat and extend the lifespan of your battery. So you want to extend the lifespan of your battery, so make sure you keep that turned on. Adaptive battery is good too because it limits battery for apps you don't use often by limiting their activity in the background. So if there's apps you're not using, it'll limit their usage to save you even more battery. Of course, you can restrict apps that you don't use in the background if you want. You got battery saver and you got power saving inclusions. And basically this will tell you how much battery you're using on whatever apps you use the most. All right, so when you go into battery usage, it gives you a breakdown. See, I'm at 33% right now. Total usage 57 hours and 15 minutes. Screen usage over an hour and 11 minutes. Tells you how long the phone's been idle, system, screen, apps, all that stuff. All right, so that's pretty much it. So once again, what I suggest you get this phone if you love LG. If you love LG and you're not worried about them not being in a smartphone game no more, and you believe they're going to update this to Android 13, I would suggest you get this phone because you'll love it. It's very innovative. The fact that it just does this is just so unique. Like, sorry about that. You're not going to see anybody out there with a phone like this. I'm sorry, I haven't seen anyone with this phone. No one. So if you want to stand out, you'll be able to stand out with this. Okay. Now, say if you wanted to watch something, let me give you an idea what the you know, what the speaker sounds like. Like I said, it's okay. So it's okay. It's not bad. And also down here, it's not bad. Like I said, it's adequately loud, but dual stereo speakers would have been better. But just the unique of this going between screens, you can multitask on this screen, and then you could have three. You could be multitasking on this with two apps open, and then have another app open down here too. This is just so cool. Sorry. Doing all this in real time, y'all. No editing. You get this nice thing. I mean, just to flip this up like this, and then if you don't want to use that screen, this will save battery. Just turn it off and just be able to hold this. Not having to hold your phone like this watching movies. You can just hold it right from the bottom and you're good. Then when you're done, right there, and it goes right back into place. Like, I'm telling you, I'm loving this, and I'm telling you, the premium feel of this phone, like I said, it is heavy, but man, this is just so cool. I love this. And it just adjusts really quick. Like, it's not real super slow like I guess it was when it first was released. But man, this is awesome. I love this. So that was my full review of the LG Wing. Absolutely love this phone. I definitely highly recommend this phone. You'll definitely have a lot of fun with it. You have so many options. You got the built-in gimbal. You got dual recording. You got wireless charging, great battery life, great cameras, great display, great performance, great build quality. You're getting it all. You're getting expandable memory. You're getting some water resistance. You know, you're getting 8 gigs of RAM, 256 gigs of internal memory. You're good. This phone has it all, except dual stereo speakers, face unlock, and also, you know, no 4K on the front camera, no wide angle on the lens. You know, so that's pretty much it. But it's fully loaded. It's definitely a flagship. So thank you very much for taking the time to view this content. I do appreciate it. And I hope everybody out there is staying safe. And the next video that'll be coming really soon is the LG Wing versus the Samsung Galaxy Fold. So you have the phone on a swivel, and you also have the phone that opens up. Stay tuned. This is coming really soon. All right, I'll check you guys out in the next one. Peace.